Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog, and in today's video we will be visiting the Manassas National Battlefield Park, and we will be showing you guys around the place and the museum that stored all of its history. And if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for you guys to get notified whenever we post vlogs like this. And now, let's move on to the video.
They only put like that wood because their enemy is only riding horse. The British, the French army. Yeah, that is the World War I, and they are only standing in line. They're standing on line, and the commander will shout.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto US 29 South.
And their rifles are not automatic.
It's manual.
They will put the powder, the gunpowder, and they will
Time reload. In today's video, we are going around Virginia looking for the battlefield, but we come across this place, the no, that's not Grooven, the Grooveton Confederate Cemetery. So it's a South Carolina, North Carolina cemetery. There's only one I see, one grave. The rest, I don't know much. But yeah, this is from this is the Manassas National Battlefield Park. Now, like I said, we were trying to look for the place where all the cannons are, where all the statues. But since this is a battlefield, we're literally here. We're right on it. And if you look over there, behind those trees, is also a battlefield. And you can tell by the video, you see those fences, and those fences represents the use of cover in the battlefield back in, I don't know what year it was, but yeah, that is how they defend themselves. And the reason why they're woods instead of anything that you think that it's more protective to them is that back in the days their opponents ride on a horse, so that's why those fences look like that instead of like the fences nowadays, which, well, hurts the other people. But yeah, that's what I know so far. These fences targets the horse. We're already on the spot where the battlefield is, and yeah, we'll try to look for a place for the cannons, and yeah, let's see.
You get it? My goody. So see, there's the cannons.
There's still cars.
So I follow the map. And you send me there in the...
Well, our building here 15,000 men. Halting briefly on the high open ground near the Carter Mansion, Pennsylvania, Evans hurries over to block the southern road. 9:30 a.m. The first of Colonel David Hunter's Union division splashes across Bull Run at Subley Ford and enters the Subley Road to the startled faces of local Sunday churchgoers. Nearing Matthews Hill, the head of the column collides with Evans' troops, forcing the column to halt and deploy into battle lines. The battle erupts in crashing volleys of musketry and supporting artillery. Although two brigades of Confederates under General...
In this museum, they show all of the things that's left from the War of Manassas. They still show some artifacts too. And this one shows what happened during the war.
plead with them to halt and reform. When all seems darkest for the Confederates, a fresh brigade of Virginians under General Thomas J. Jackson arrives on Henry Hill. When General B anxiously greets Jackson with the warning, "They are driving us," Jackson calmly responds, "We will give them the bayonet." Jackson deploys his men in a pine thicket along the southern edge of the hill, supported by 13 cannon. Jackson's determined stand on Henry Hill, blocking McDowell's path to Manassas Junction, will will earn him his immortal nickname, Stonewall. 2 p.m. After more than 2 hours of preparation, McDowell finally issues orders to resume the attack. The artillery batteries of Captains James B. Ricketts and Charles Griffin lead the way to Henry Hill. Their 11 guns unlimber near the Henry House, less than 300 yards from Jackson's artillery on the opposite side of the hill. 85-year-old Mrs. Judith Henry is mortally wounded when Ricketts fires 2 of his guns point blank toward the house to drive off Confederate skirmishers. A circle of 24 guns suddenly flares with plumes of gray smoke, defining the grassy hilltop as the crucible of battle. The artillery drill continues on into the afternoon without result. Finally, Captain Griffin attempts to break the impasse by a bold action. He brings 2 of his guns to the far Union right in order to fire down Jackson's line of guns. But he can hold this isolated position for less than 10 minutes before being overrun by Confederate infantry. The capture of Griffin's guns marks the turning point in the battle. For the first time, Confederate forces seize the initiative. Jackson now rolls back his artillery and sends forward his infantry regiments against the remaining Union guns. The fight swirls around the Union batteries in a confused chaos of surging and retreating men, hand-to-hand fighting, acrid smoke, rattling musketry, and exploding shells. By late afternoon, the fortunes of battle have changed dramatically. McDowell's forces now feel the weight of superior Confederate numbers. 2 fresh Confederate brigades arrive and strike the vulnerable Union right flank on Chin Ridge. Colonel Oliver O. Howard's New England Brigade attempts a delaying action along the ridge, but it is forced back as the Union position collapses. The retreat soon turns into a rout. An overturned wagon blocking the Cub Run Bridge adds to the panic, which spreads to groups of civilians near Centerville who had come from Washington to witness the grand spectacle of war. The exhausted Confederates are unable to follow up their victory, and the battle ends. The first major Union drive toward Richmond has failed. The losses at Manassas are sobering to both sides. War is no longer the entertainment of a Sunday afternoon. Both sides now begin the hard task of turning their raw, undisciplined soldiers into trained armies. The success of their efforts will extend the war 4 long years and eventually cost more than 600,000 American lives.
Over here, you can see the weapons that the army has used during the war. And this is what they wear. The sword that they use, also known as the secondary, and the use of medicines. So we found the place. It's actually called Henry Hill Visitor Center. It is closed now. We managed to catch some insights of the battlefield, and outside this place is this one, the cannons. There they are. Can we go up close or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
These are the actual cannons that they used.
Yeah, these are the actual cannons that they used during the war in July 21, 1861. Look at that. Look at that. I can't imagine. There's a lot more cannons being placed around.
thousands of soldiers, American soldiers, died in the battlefield.
Honoring the dead.
Look at the monument here in front of the soldiers. Okay, and that is the actual one.
Let me see who's in the house. There's no one in the house. There's no one in the house.
Huh?
There's no one in the house.
Oh, the dead is dead.
Oh, the dead?
Oh, how are you, dead?
Wait, how is this from 1861? There's a TV in there.
Just imagine, though. You said nobody in the house and somebody will pop up there in front of you.
I mean, there's a TV.
This is the house of Henry. The Spring Hill farm, also simply known as Henry Hill, has a vegetable garden surrounding this house. And during the war, this place has been destroyed and was rebuilt to show us the history of this place.
Wade Hampton of South Carolina was wounded here on July 21, 1861, the Battle of First Manassas. Bull Run. This place seems very, very peaceful too.
This is Thomas Jonathan Jackson. He was born in 1824 at Clarksburg, Virginia. He graduated and began his career at the artillery as a brevet second lieutenant. In 1852, he resigned his military commission and accepted a teaching position at Virginia Military Institute in Lexington, Virginia. His style as a professor was controversial but nonetheless invaluable, as VMI continues to use many of his philosophies today. At the beginning of the Civil War, he accepted orders as a colonel of Virginia militia and commanded a Confederate garrison at Harper's Ferry. Promoted to brigadier general, Jackson led a brigade at the Battle of First Manassas, where he also earned the sobriquet. And in 1861, he then is promoted as Major General and dispatched to the Shenandoah Valley. Out of all of his works, he died on May 10 at the plantation of Thomas Chandler at Guinea Station of pneumonia and is buried in Lexington, Virginia. And that is all for today's vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget, if you guys are new to the channel, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for you guys to get notified whenever we post videos. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next vlog. See ya!